Well. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. That's Ray Lyle's Morning Disaster. I'm Ray. How you guys doing? What's up? I see that Nick Talk _78, TikTok superstar, is in with us. And the Creeper. And the Creeper, Steve, is also joining us on this Monday morning. It's good to see you guys. Well, hello.
Yeah. Good morning.
Hello. After a busy weekend, what did we do this weekend? It seems like we had some gallivanters in the crew. Some people out gallivanting. Where did you go this weekend, Creeper? I mean, where'd you go this weekend, Steve?
I made a road trip this weekend.
Yeah, where did you road trip to?
Road trip over to Springfield, Illinois.
Oh yeah, you're in my town, huh?
Yes, I was. I was in town.
Hung out in all the parking lots.
Yeah.
What parking lots did you visit in Springfield?
Oh, you name it.
How many restraining orders did you collect?
Where did you come in Springfield, or where did you come to in Springfield?
Well, I came and had some of my favorite pizza, Nancy's Pizza, and got some Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, literally, you're right across the street from where I live.
I was?
Yeah, I live. I live literally.
Oh yeah.
Right across the street from Nancy's Pizza and
I was there.
Krispy Kreme and all that stuff.
Then I went to my first ever PWA wrestling event.
Oh, on 8th Street, okay.
Yeah. I never been
Did you
to
go to
wrestling.
the event, or did you just hang out in the parking lot?
I went in.
You actually went in?
Yeah. I felt it was probably a better idea to go in instead of sit out in the parking lot.
And that makes sense. Did you enjoy yourself?
Yes, I did. It's quite
good.
interesting.
I'll be damned.
There were several women wrestlers that fit into my criteria.
So you enjoyed watching the female wrestling. That was your favorite part?
Well, I watched it all, but the female was the highlight.
That was your favorite part.
Yeah.
All right. I understand that. What did you, Nick, did you do anything good? What were you doing this weekend?
Oliver has hockey right now in Bloomington, so we travel there on Saturdays for him to do some hockey stuff.
Oh, he's playing in Bloomington.
Yeah.
I'll be damned. Yeah, I saw a picture of Oliver in his NHL or his hockey gear, and he looked badass.
He does. He plays pretty badass sometimes.
I'll be good for him.
Until he starts getting tired, then he melts down. But he's 7, so it happens.
Meanwhile, I did nothing. I literally, all day Saturday is just shows. I mean, I do 2 shows. I do the morning disaster show, that I do weird frequencies at night. So it's my whole Saturday is just me. Like the whole Saturday, when I intend to go into it, I intend to wake up early and get all this shit done and do it. But no, it starts by staying up too late Friday and not getting to bed on time. And then we sleep at I didn't even wake up Saturday till 11. That's the time I woke up.
That must be nice.
Yeah, but it wasn't. No, I wish I would have gotten up 7 or 8 so I could have, gotten shit done, Instead, I by the time I get out of the bedroom, it's time to go back on the air and, So, and then as soon as I get done with that show, I want to run and do things, but I'm afraid if I go somewhere, will I be back in time to do the second show and blah, 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 all that stuff. So it prevents me from doing anything. So that's my Saturday. And then my Sunday, I always I'm going to go do this and this and this. And I wake up and then I sit in the recliner and I'm like, well, let me get this and this and this done. And I always tell myself I'm going to get all this stuff done on the computer that I got to get done. And then I start playing video games. and then I get tired while I'm playing MLB The Show, and I get tired playing the video game, and then I end up napping. So the whole day, is napping in a recliner, and telling myself how I'm angry.
For napping in the recliner.
Yes. Yeah, that's and then telling myself, damn it, I'm angry that I'm just sitting here nap, and then I fall back asleep. And then I wake up and I'm angry again, and then I wake up and I go, and I fall back asleep. So I'm so tired on Wednesday. All I do is just sleep in the recliner. Oh well. I see Psycho Dan is back saying, "Hello, boys, I'm back." Adam was our first person in the chat room today. Hello, Adam. Followed by Fat 420, Diane, and Carlo. So what's going on, people? It's good to see the people are already chiming in and joining us today. On hey, today is Mega Muff. Did you see the name of the show?
Mega Muff Monday.
Today's Mega Muff Monday. Yeah. I don't know if that was one of the names he gave or not. For some reason, I seem to think that was. I know Muff Monday was one, but the Mega Muff Monday.
Yeah, I don't know about having a Mega Muff would be the right term.
Well, no, it's not. It's not one person having Mega Muff.
But does anyone want to have a Mega Muff?
No, but it's not one person. You got to remember, this was Jimmy that would suggest it, so it was always, hey, this way, several people, because the whole concept was Jimmy would be out on the street, doing mobile unit stuff, and people would drive by and show him their muff. So Mega Muff would be several people driving by and showing muff, not just one person, like a bunch of people. So he would see Mega Muff, and it would be Mega Muff Monday. Yeah.
What a lucky man.
I mean,
so it'd be quantity of the muff, not quality of the muff.
Yes, it'd be muff quantity, not quality. But I'm envisioning, and especially when I know how alliteration was very important to Jim. It was always, it was never like, it was never left breast Monday. It always Mega Muff Monday. They always seemed to, it was Titty Tuesday. They always rhymed, or they always, the alliteration always was, the same. They started with the same letter.
Then he would have loved Whack Wednesday.
Yeah, he would have. I'm sure he probably suggested it. And my memory is, I didn't write that. I probably should have written them down, but we never took him up on any of the stupid suggestions he made. Because these were show meetings where we would say, all right, what are we doing next week? Hey, I got an idea. What, Jim? Hey, it's Muff Monday. Titty Tuesday. That's how he'd work. He's a pervert. By the way, the guy that was shaking, did you see Steve was shaking his head as I was saying these things? He's like, oh yeah. Muff Monday sounds good.
Yeah, you bet.
Titty Tuesday sounds good. Yeah, we should do that now. There's a certain,
I'll go sit on the street somewhere and look at titties.
No one's going to drive by and show their breasts. It's not gonna. It was
Not anymore.
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure why. I got to be honest. I don't understand why they showed them in the 90s. I didn't get it. There was always, Sucker Dan says, was I the only one who heard Steve say Jimmy was a lucky guy? Yes.
No, I heard it.
Yeah. The rest of us were just repulsed by it, so we didn't comment on it. Yeah. But no, it was disturbing. I didn't get when people would, I was embarrassed for other people when they would do such things like that.
It's amazing what people would do for a bumper sticker.
Yes. Or just, or for Jimmy, just because I don't even know what they got out of it. Hey, I want you to drive by and show your titties on Titty Tuesday. It's Muff Monday. And that was his plan. And somehow, for a radio show, there was no viewing. It was a radio show. People would just hear what was going on, and that would be his suggestion. Why? Well, he would think people would be excited sitting at home listening. Like people listening to the show would go, "Oh, the pervert on the radio is standing on a street corner, and people are revealing themselves to him." Wow.
He did it like that.
I want to listen intently to hopefully more people will drive by and show him this stuff. No, nobody did that,
All the 18-year-olds who listened were like, yeah, go for it.
I mean, I'll tell you, there was one time, Dan says the best part about it was most of the titties driving by were male, and Jimmy was always pissed. He was, yeah. He would get angry. But I'll tell you, there was one time, and I'd have to bring Mikey on to describe it, but there was a time when Jimmy did something. He did something that made me angry or Rocky angry or whatever the hell was going on. And so we did it to where I went out, like Sean and I or Shane, or I don't know, some of us the people who were usually in the studio went out on the street. And Jimmy had to stay in the studio. Okay. And when that happened, and I'll see if I can find instance of this because I know we probably recorded it, but there was an instance where we were out on the street, and all the stuff that Jimmy had suggested, like Titty Tuesday, all the stuff that he suggested, people started doing. But it wasn't Jimmy on the street. It was whoever was it was me and somebody were out of the street. And people were driving by flashing us. And so it was just hysterical because Jimmy was getting so angry. He was getting mad because, they were doing what he was suggesting, but they were doing it to somebody else. And then, of course,
But that was always the bit. Though,
yeah.
Was that you would get what he wanted and he never got it. And the listeners knew that.
Yeah. But it was still shocking to me.
But for him to get mad at it, it's like, they're doing this on purpose.
It was shocking to me that people were actually doing it because they didn't have to. You know what I mean? We were just gonna say, we were saying they were gonna do it no matter what. You know what I mean?
You get that mob mentality going.
Yeah, it was crazy. It was just nuts. Like in fact, I think the first, I'm trying to find so we can play some of it, but I don't even know what it's called. But I think we first said it. You know, I don't even think it was real. I think it was, for some reason I thought it was me and Mikey, but I can't remember who it was. But we actually said, "Oh my God, they just flashed us," but they didn't. They didn't really flash us. We were just trying to make Jim angry. And then after we said it, people were really driving by and really flashing us.
That's all it took.
It was really funny, but yet at the same time, it was kind of sad. You know what I mean? And it was kind of sad and embarrassing because, we were seeing this stuff. So that's what I remember, that's what I remember of things like Titty Tuesday. Yeah. Was Jim getting very angry? Was him getting very angry? And I'm trying to find, but I don't even know what we would call it. What we would call it, but if I could find it, I'll play it for you. But let me check. See if I can. No, I can't find any. I can't find any of it. Oh well. I thought I could find some of it, but that's not the case. Oh well. Sorry. I know you'd like it, Steve. But we started saying that people were flashing us, and then everybody started really doing it, and Jim was getting really upset because he was a pervert. Ha ha, yeah. Ha ha ha. Anyway, so there you go. So today's show is titled Mega Muff Monday, and it's in honor of Jim the photographer. So Jimmy, wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying that we're finally doing Mega Muff Monday in your honor, my friend. Ha ha ha, yeah. So I want to get to the Olympics. Did you watch any Olympics this weekend?
Yeah.
Not really, just bits and pieces.
Steve, did you check out any Olympics?
Yes, I watched the women's beach volleyball.
Of course you did. Of course you did.
Yeah, did you like that?
He was actually
Yes,
in
I
the
did.
parking lot in Tokyo. That's where he went on the road trip to.
Yeah, exactly.
He was commenting on their behinds as they were doing women's beach volleyball. So you liked it, huh?
Yeah, I watched kayaking. That was hard.
Yeah, I watched. What did I watch? I watched some swimming.
Oh.
There was a lot of swimming on. I watched a little bit of that. I watched. Some softball. I watched softball was pretty good. Softball, they're already going into the medal round. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They've already got done with the the group thing, and they're going into the medal round. So that's kind of cool. Of course, they started softball before the Olympics officially started. They were playing softball already. And then they started basketball. And the United States men's team lost. I mean, how the hell did that happen?
How?
Isn't that crazy? The men's team, which is
Lost to who?
they lost to France.
To France?
Yeah. The United
right.
States men's team already lost the game. How in the hell did that happen? And I'll tell you why. That team's filled with a bunch of shooters. All right. They didn't put anybody on the team that could play any fucking defense. That's what happened.
Was that why?
Yeah, they don't have anybody that can play defense or wants to rebound. You know what I mean?
So they think they would come in there and just dominate then,
Well,
no matter what.
Because you have a bunch of guys that can, you've got a bunch of guys that can shoot. And I think that was the theory. Is they go out and they grab the best shooters, and that's on the team. But they don't,
Tell me you're an idiot, coach, without telling me you're an idiot, coach.
Yeah, I mean, who led the NBA in rebounding? How about you pick that guy for the team? Who led? And then anyway, in this particular first game, you had all these guys that could shoot, and then the last minute of the game, nobody could shoot. They all missed their shots.
Yeah, they're all tired.
Yeah. So they don't have any. There's no rebounders or really good defensive players on the team. It's just a bunch of shooters who missed the shots. Yeah, it makes no sense. It makes no sense. The team is not good.
Lost to France.
It has Kevin Durant on it. And Kevin Durant's a fantastic shooter. But Kevin Durant is not known as a great defender, or he's not known as a great rebounder. He's just, he's average at those things. And these other, those other teams, they're all playing like a team. And
they're balanced.
Yeah, they're passing the ball, they're rebounding, doing all this stuff. Meanwhile, the USA men's team, we were winning. The men's team were winning the game with like a minute left, and then they ended up losing. They ended up losing by like 6 or something. It was really, really embarrassing. So, yeah, I don't know how they're gonna fix that. But all they want to do is pass the ball and shoot threes. Like, we're going to pass the ball to this guy out there on the three-point line. He's going to shoot a three. I mean, for God's sakes,
Well, and if you're a team going up against the U.S., of course you want to have your defense is going to be your best.
Yes.
Best part of your team.
Yeah. By the way, the U.S. team had players that showed up for the game the day of the game. Like, they had guys who just played in the championship that just showed up and they put them in. So they haven't even practiced with the rest of the team. Oh well.
That will do it too.
What did you think, Nikki?
I didn't watch.
Too good to watch basketball, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You just knew it.
I haven't watched anything with the games.
You haven't watched
I watched handball.
What?
You watched handball?
Yeah.
I said I have not watched anything.
I was commenting on Nick saying he watched handball.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's an interesting game.
Yeah, handball's it's kind of like soccer with their hands, right?
Yeah, essentially.
Psycho Dan says other teams have played as a team for years. We pack our teams with competing egos. Yeah, he's got a point there.
That's a fact right there.
Yeah.
Ever since the Dream Team started.
Yeah. Yeah, ever since the Dream Team, we don't put together a good team. You know what I mean? And then we expect these guys, we expect these guys to come together and want them to play not them to play as a team, and they're not getting paid. So of course they come together wanting, they want to go there and score, but they don't want to get hurt. So they don't want to play super hard, Yeah, I don't know. And then people go, oh, well, these are the NBA players, the best players in the world. Well, who's the best player in the NBA? And I'll ask you, who's the best player in the NBA, you guys? Anybody?
Well, you would have to. LeBron would be in that category, of course.
Yeah. Then you got the MVP was Nikola Jokic.
Yeah.
Who's not American.
Yeah.
You've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who's Greece. Actually, I don't know where the hell he's, I don't know what his parents are, but his parents were immigrants living in Greece. That's his background. You've got Luka Doncic, who's Slovenian. So even the best players in the NBA aren't American anymore. So, by the way, I would have had a team that of much different players than who they've got. They've got guys who are known as offensive scorers, but you should have guys that, like I said, get some guys that rebound, get some guys that play defense. Get some of those guys. Instead, you got just a bunch of guys arguing over who's going to take the shot.
Yep.
The thing with the Dream Team, the thing that made the Dream Team good is you had Michael Jordan. So if there was ever a question as to who was going to take the shot, it was going to be Jordan. And then you had Magic Johnson, whose big thing was passing the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You had these players. You had players who you had guys with size that knew they were going to rebound. You had guys who knew their job was.
You had smaller, faster dudes.
Yeah, that's what made the Dream Team so good. But when it came time, when the different groups were in, like they had a team that, depending if what point of the game, you could have several different teams on the floor. But when it came time for that starting team of the Dream Team to take a shot, you knew who it was going to be.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Michael Jordan. Now, when you've got this team that's on the floor now, who's going to take the shot? Well, you have four choices of guys who've all scored, who've all scored 50 points in an NBA game, like several of them on the floor at once. So you could just pick whoever's going to take the shot. But I'm telling you, that's where it's different from the Dream Team, because the Dream Team, you knew it would be one guy. And the point would be to set picks and get one guy open. That's how that worked, and this team doesn't play that way. So I don't know if they'll win. I mean, I hope they win the gold medal, but this France team looks really good. I don't know how we beat them if we play them in the middle. Like, they lost their first game, so they now have to win the next two group games just to even get into the medal round. Yeah. I think it's crazy. I think it's insane. And like I said, you're playing you're playing against teams that also have NBA players on them. The France team had a bunch of NBA players on it because they're guys from France that play in the NBA. So I don't know. It was not surprising. It was not surprising that the NBA team lost, or that the men's basketball team lost. They might need somebody else in charge of that team, picking the right players. You know. But oh well.
How much did they lose by?
Like I said, they were winning. The men's team, they were winning 70. Yeah. They were winning like 76-74 or something with like a minute left. And they ended up losing 83-76 or something like that. So they ended up getting outscored, and they didn't score anything. It was crazy. It was nuts. Yeah. So that's I don't know what we're gonna do with I honestly don't know what we were gonna do with fixing that problem. I don't think it's something you fix overnight. We obviously have to take some time to fix it. But the person in charge of it, like the same guy that's in charge of it, is the same guy that was in charge of the Dream Team in '92. It's Jerry Colangelo, the guy who used to run the I don't know what he runs now, but he's the guy that used to run the Phoenix Suns. That's the guy that's in charge of putting together the American team. That's the guy. So
I think they phoned it in a lot more than they did back then.
And Colangelo's, I think he's like 90 years old or something. Or whatever. Whoever the hell they're doing it, I think they're very old. Maybe it's time to get some, some younger guys in charge of putting that team together,
You think?
Yeah. Yeah, Jerry Colangelo is 81 years old, okay? He's an American businessman and sports executive. He formerly owned the Phoenix Suns. He's the guy who puts together the USA basketball team. Now they've announced that Grant Hill, the former player Grant Hill, is going to take over. Like, they've announced that Hill's going to become the managing director after these games. But it's 81-year-old Jerry Colangelo is the guy that put the team together. So they knew going into this game that they needed to make this switch. So Grant Hill, who was an NBA player, who I believe is a 19-year-old, played or something. He's got a gold medal. Or he played against the Dream Team when he was a college kid. Remember that Dream Team that Dream Team lost to a team of college kids? He was one of the college kids. So he's going to take over the national basketball team after these games. But 80 some odd year old Colangelo is the one that put this team together. And it looks like it. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm gonna read. Let me read from this is an article. This is an article that says that Colangelo wants to go out with us winning the gold medal. He knows he's leaving. He wants to go out with the United States winning the gold medal. I got bad news for him.
I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to happen. Not if they play the way they played in that game that I watched, it ain't going to happen. They looked way too sloppy. Way too sloppy. Oh well. Fat 420 says he liked the 3-on-3 basketball. I didn't see any of that, but I know they got 3-on-3 basketball in these games. And they've also got skateboarding.
Yep.
I watched some skateboarding. It's literally a bunch of kids.
A 13-year-old girl from Japan.
Oh, I saw that.
Got
Yeah.
gold medal.
I saw that. Well, I saw the was it Saturday night or Friday night? There was guys, and the whole thing was they were skateboarding down, like a stairwell that had the rail.
Yeah, handrail.
They were somehow skating on the handrail, and that was somehow a sport.
It's called a 50-50 grind.
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry. Steve knows what's it called, Steve?
A 50-50 grind.
So they were doing 50-50 grinds and somehow getting scores from it. I thought skateboarding was more,
more what?
Getting some air,
Well, that's like for half pipe and
Right.
Yeah, like when they do the half pipe. It's like
yeah.
That's why I like the.
That's what they call street skating.
Yeah, I like the. You ever watch the snowboarding?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They do it, but with rollers, with skateboard. I think that one's coming. I don't know what they call that.
Yeah, they'll do that. They'll do the half pipe.
That'll be fun to watch. So I haven't given up on skateboarding yet, but watching the first one was kind of hard to watch,
Well, that was all the street skating stuff.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it, but
street skating. I just literally said it.
Yeah.
All right. So now what's the next one called? So they did the street skating.
I don't know what their schedule is.
Well, the one where they go where they get some air. I want to watch that.
Yeah,
one.
they're either going to do the half pipe where they'll get some air, or the other one will be like it'll be air essentially.
Yeah, that's what I want to watch. Yeah,
if they do that one,
I think they also medal in that one. Yeah, I just don't know what it's called, but oh well.
Half pipe.
It's the half pipe.
There's the half pipe, like the ones where they go back and forth on the half pipe.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't know if they call it half pipe.
Yes, because that's what it is. That's what they're on. They're on a half pipe.
Yeah, but I'm saying I don't think that's what they call the sport. I think the sport has,
It's not going to be something. They're just. Never mind.
I'm just saying that it's probably got some. One is probably called skateboard-street, and the other is probably called skateboard-whatever. I just don't know what they call it. Hi, good morning. You're on the morning. You're on the morning disaster.
Hey, this is Fat 420. I'm really big into skateboarding, so I'll help you out just a little bit.
Okay.
Nick was right. It's called street skating for
Thank
what they just did, and the next one they're doing is going to be called vert, which is
vert.
vertical.
There it is. Yeah.
So it's skateboard. So we just watched skateboard street. Next we watch skateboard vert.
Yes.
Yes. That's with the big ramps where they go up in the air, do the 720s, and the
that's what that's.
Yes. Vert. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah, that's what I like to do.
And by the way, not all grinds on the rail was 50-50. Yes, that is one of them, but a lot of them, there's just multiple names. There's like one called Smith grind, backside grind, front side grind. There's tons of them.
I don't do that. I do the vert. That's what I do.
The vert's really nice.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to watching that.
I enjoyed the skating, but then again, like I said, I'm into it. But the only thing that I thought was pretty bad was this one skater that's supposedly like this really good skater. He was the worst one there. I'm thinking, really, dude? You said you're a good skater, but yet you got like scores of like 2 or 3.
It's weird because they wear ear pods and they're listening to music when they're skating. You could,
Yeah,
that's kind of weird.
It gets them like in the zone. Like you're hearing like their favorite band or something.
Yeah.
Like Smash Mouth or something, and then they're like, okay, getting pumped up and getting in the zone. And
it's Smash Mouth.
So you think that the U.S. skateboarders were skateboarding?
Name me a person who's putting in All-Star and getting pumped up
and listening to Smash Mouth.
I've got the CD.
Yeah.
And listening to Smash Mouth.
I know this one guy. He listens to classical music when he's
God, you know what I need just to get just so I can start grinding and ollieing some "I'm a Believer" by Smash Mouth.
Yeah.
Somebody once told me. Somebody once told me. Da, 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 da,
yeah, that gets me in the zone.
Oh, that's great. I'm listening to Smash
Mouth.
Congratulations, you just won the gold medal. Oh my God, what were you listening to? Oh, I was rocking some
Smash Mouth.
It's okay. They could have been listening to Nickelback.
Hey, instead of playing the national anthem,
I would have preferred they listen to Nickelback than the Smash Mouth to get them in the zone.
Instead of playing the national anthem, I was wondering if you could play All Star by Smash Mouth. Oh, God damn. Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks,
you know what really gets my blood going? Yeah. Bare Naked Ladies. There we go.
Hey now, you're an all-star.
Get your game on, go play.
Oh, that's great. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're an all-star. That's what they're listening to in their skateboarding.
That's what them teenagers are doing these days, listening to Smash Mouth while they're...
Well, I know me.
Jumping tables.
When I skateboard, I like to vert. I like to go up the half pipe. And then I do a trick, when I vert,
I make sure I'm listening to the Pet Shop Boys.
West End boys
and West End girls. Oh, shit. Yep. So I like the one where they get some vertical. That's the one I like, just because I like that's what I like the snowboarding too. So I think that's coming. I think that's the one that's coming. So, but I think it's kind of cool. The Olympics added it.
They added cheerleading too.
Oh, they added cheerleading.
Mm-hmm.
You know who will like that?
Steve's gonna be tuning into that one.
I'm just saying. If you look at the screen, you can tell which one of us will actually watch the cheerleading.
He's got his passport ready to go hang out in that parking lot.
Yep. He's on his way to Japan.
It was right now. He's in first class. He paid for the Wi-Fi. That's why you see him right now. He's on his way.
He wants to go hang out.
Enterprise is waiting for him.
Yep. By the way, they're saying not all the Fat 420 said not all the grinds are 50-50.
Yeah, thank you for mansplaining that.
Steve.
Sorry.
By the way,
This is called 50-50, Ray.
Let's
I'm
go
just,
back.
I didn't know what it was called. I honestly didn't, I didn't get the,
The memo.
well, I honestly don't know anything about skateboarding. That's why I know what I like when I skateboard. That's half pipe. I like to get some air, so I can do my tricks. That's what I'm into. That's what I'm into, Nikki. I like doing my tricks.
Cool.
you know,
Cool.
And I think that's coming next. Like if I
That's
would have,
rad, Ray.
if I'd have, who knows? Maybe if I'd have gone pro, I could be trying for Olympics.
you'd
You
be
never
pretty
know.
gnarly.
Yeah,
Mhm.
you never know. Is there any medals? Is there any medal? Like me as a 50-year-old, is there any medal I could win?
Maybe something with the guns.
Oh, that's
The
right.
floor
The shooters.
exercise?
Could I ride
When
in
the
a
floor
recliner?
touches his toes.
Could I ride in a recliner to do that?
Ribbon dancing?
Just roll around on the floor.
It's like there's got to be something that
Maybe archery.
Yeah. Do you have to move a lot to do the archery? Maybe that's something that could be done. I don't
Just your
know.
arms.
Yeah.
Ping pong.
Well, since you use a wheelchair now, you can probably enter the Paralympics.
Yeah. I kick some ass in Paralympics ass.
Those will happen afterwards.
Let's face it. I would lose, I could lose. I would embarrassingly lose any competition at all. I'm past my, I'm past my time. That's what I think. Oh, well. I just want to watch the skateboarding when they get some air,
We'll have to check out that cheerleading.
And Steve, of course, is ready to check out the cheerleading.
In the most creepiest voice possible, too.
Yeah.
Can't wait to check out some of that cheerleading.
I can't wait to check out that cheerleading. We'll have to have Jason save that.
Be aggressive. Be aggressive.
Oh my God. Unbelievable. He's ready to check out the cheerleading though. I didn't know that. I didn't know they made that a sport. That's awesome. Because
To be
cheerleading,
in the bottom of that pyramid.
I watched a show. There was a show on Netflix about cheerleading.
Hard.
There was a show on Netflix that was pretty it was about some college, junior college that wins it every year or something, or I can't remember the show, but it was really intensive, that cheerleading. So I look forward to
I
seeing it.
cannot see you sitting down
Yeah.
and watching a show about cheerleading.
Well, it was a Netflix show, and it had I mean, it was a good enough show to where I took interest in it. It was only like the whole season was like 5 episodes, So let's let's not think that I was let's not think I was spending hours, But I did watch it. I did watch a cheerleading show on Netflix. I want to say it was during the pandemic. I was miserable and fired and and I was like, oh, there's got to be something I can do. And I stumbled upon this show about cheerleading.
It takes a great amount of athleticism.
Yeah. And I couldn't Steve would have liked this show. I'll tell you what. There's a lot of scantily clad goings on happening in this show.
You bet. One of my favorite movies is that movie, Bring It On, with the cheerleaders.
You like that movie, huh?
You bet.
Karen says, Steve, you need to be careful hanging around in a pool parking lot. She's watching a show on ID this weekend where a girl was murdered while working in a pool. She had told people she felt she was being watched. If you're not careful, you could end up being a murder suspect.
Uh-oh.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Steve, you got to be careful. We don't want you to be a murder suspect.
Yeah. I better stick to college campuses.
Wes said Steve looks like the last guy you see before you're raped and murdered.
Very funny.
Oh shit! Hold on, I'll give you the name of this Netflix show. All right. And it was about the cheerleaders. What is it called? It's called Cheer.
You couldn't remember that.
That was an easy one to remember.
I couldn't remember it. You gotta check that out. But I think they were filming I watched season 1 of it. And then I think like one of the kids on the show was busted for something. So now they're not, because the kid was busted. They paused season 2. Like this guy was soliciting sex from minors.
Wasn't me.
Or he's accused of it. I don't know if he was or not, but he's allegedly somehow there's child pornography things, you know. Yeah. There's and this guy is one of the stars of Cheer, okay?
Is he a coach or is he a?
No, he's one of the kids in college, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So there are these two brothers that are young cheerleaders. All right? Two 14-year-old boys, okay? That are young cheerleaders. And they started messaging. I'm just reading this now. They started messaging this guy. And he started talking back to him. And then they're from Texas, and their names are Sam and Charlie. They were 14-year-old boys, and they started having conversations with this Jerry guy. And then they claim that he had texted one of them and said, you should do that move naked and send it to me. And then somehow the FBI was called, and now there's a whole investigation. And so
That show's done.
yeah, so now Netflix is not. So Netflix is holding off, a season 2 of the show because one of the stars on it, was hitting on. So he was hitting on these young cheerleaders, and then it turned out the cheerleaders were 14.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, but then again, I mean, I don't know, but like the 14-year-olds have sort of gone public. I don't know who the parents of the 14-year-old boys. I don't know how old they are now, but somehow the parents of the kids have let them make their faces public.
Mm,
You know, like why
right.
if my child was a victim of that, I certainly wouldn't let it go public or let her face go out there. But they're putting out pictures like they're celebrities.
Yeah.
It's very weird. So I certainly don't know what's going on, but I know the guy that was the star of the show, or one of the stars of the show, is in trouble because the FBI is investigating for him, messaging people telling them, hey man, why don't you do that naked and send the picture to me? Yeah. Oh well. Steve, any thoughts on that?
No. I would. That's 14.
You can find Steve on season 2 of Cheer when it comes out on Netflix.
No, he won't be on the show. He'll be in the parking lot. So, but I'm saying that it was actually a pretty good show on Netflix. So I actually watched a show about cheerleading, and it ended up being the show that, that was shut down for. That was the
Child
show
molestation.
that was yeah. They ended up shutting it
Right,
down.
right.
They ended up shutting it down because of whatever. I'm not even sure what their legal reason is, but they shut it down because of that. Oh well. I certainly don't know. I mean, you could tell when watching the show, you could tell that Jerry guy was gay. I mean, there wasn't much secret about that. But I certainly didn't. They didn't give you any kind of, they certainly didn't portray anything that he was any kind of child molester. You certainly didn't have any clue that was going on. And the girls on it, I didn't watch it for just this guy. I'm saying that the girls on the show are really athletic, quite attractive, as well as the woman who's the coach. The woman who's the coach is a super MILF. I mean, a super MILF. You know I'm into those.
Was she single?
You know I'm into the MILFs. Oh well. Yeah. So hopefully that there'll be some of those good cheerleaders at the Olympics. I mean, I hope there's more athletic things than, hey, you should do that naked. Hey, you should do that naked and send me pictures. I hope that none of that's going on at the Olympics. I mean, for heaven's sakes. Washington Post has a story today. And this seems like to me, why isn't this happening already? Okay. You could tell me if I'm being completely out of line by saying that, but the Washington Post is running a story about medical groups representing millions of doctors, nurses, pharmacists, and other health workers on Monday are calling for mandatory vaccinations of all U.S. health personnel against COVID. And they're calling it a moral imperative to stop the spread of COVID. They're calling for all healthcare and long-term care employees to require, all healthcare and long-term employers to require their employees to be vaccinated against COVID-19. The American Medical Association, the American Nurses Association, and 55 other groups have put out a joint statement. Now, I was under the impression that this was already happening, right? Wasn't it? I mean, it sounds like a good idea to me, you know.
No, it hasn't.
It just makes sense. It makes sense that getting vaccinated should be mandatory. I would think, like, I saw something on Facebook that there were people that were fired, and I forgot what they did for a living, but they had a job where their job said, you've got till this day to get vaccinated. And these people chose not to get vaccinated, so they were fired. I mean, I'm fine with that.
I agree. Yeah.
You know, but you mean to tell me in the healthcare profession, in the healthcare field, you have people that aren't vaccinated?
You're surprised by this?
I mean, I can't believe it's going on. No, I am surprised. I thought that hospitals or any kind of nursing homes or whatever the hell these places are,
They've got dumbasses too.
I thought, of course, it's got to be mandatory.
Not mandatory.
Of course, it's got to be mandatory. Yeah. So now, all these organizations are calling for it to become There must be some kind of law preventing hospitals from doing it or something, right? Wouldn't you think?
I don't know. It's hospitals being essentially businesses themselves are, they're waiting for the market to decide whether they should have mandatory vaccinations or not. So
I'll tell you what. I'll put it this way. And I know all of us go to different doctors, right? I'm sure everybody they have to go to the doctors. Okay. So Nikki, you go to the doctor a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Say you go to these clinics. All right. So clinic A has everybody vaccinated, and clinic B is, it's up to the employees. Which one are you going to go to?
I'm going vaccination.
You would go to the one where everybody who works there is vaccinated, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Fat420 says there are nurses that are quitting because they don't want to take the vaccine and looking for other jobs. They're more than welcome to do that. You're more than welcome to do that. I would think that it would be legal for a business to say, we just want all of our employees to be vaccinated. You don't have to be vaccinated, but if you're going to continue working here, I'm sorry, you'll have to be vaccinated.
It only makes sense.
Yeah.
They've got to be vaccinated for so many other things. Why not this?
I can't believe there are hospitals that. So when I read the article and I saw the article in the Washington Post, I thought, holy shit, there are hospitals and stuff that don't require everyone to get vaccinated. I mean, think about it. You can't even send your kids to school. Your kids got so long before they got to get their vaccinations. You can't even send your kid to school unless they're completely vaccinated. You know what I mean?
Yep. When you go to college, you got to get vaccinated too.
Yeah, I know colleges are making it mandatory. That's why I refuse to go back to school. I refuse because they're infringing on my rights. They're forcing me to get, I guess I just don't get it. I was under the impression that somehow, I mean, look at Springfield. Springfield has Memorial Hospital. They have St. John's. They have Springfield Clinic. You have UIS. All the different hospitals or medical facilities that we have to visit. If one of them required vaccinations and one of them didn't, I know that would enter into my choice. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I would choose the one where everybody's vaccinated. I would not want to go to the one where there's unvaccinated people working.
But how would you know? It's like don't ask, don't tell.
Well, I don't know what the,
How do you know you're not going to a clinic or a hospital and the person that is helping you is not vaccinated?
Because every hospital, and you guys tell me that if you haven't had this too, every hospital I've visited in the last 5 months, 6 months has been, the first question is, have you been vaccinated? And I'm like, you're goddamn right.
Was, do you have symptoms?
You're goddamn right. I go, you're goddamn right. I've been vaccinated. So the fact that they're asking leads me to believe that they are also pro-vaccine. I wouldn't be seeing a doctor that isn't vaccinated. Jesus Christ. I mean, come on. Would you go to a doctor that isn't vaccinated?
No.
Nick, would you hang out with a doctor that isn't vaccinated?
Hell no.
Nikki, would you go
I'd be changing doctors?
An unvaccinated doctor? I guess Nikki's not going to answer the question. I guess maybe she would. Maybe Nikki would prefer an unvaccinated doctor. Yeah, I just don't get it. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me that, Wes says Nikki's silence speaks volumes. Her silence speaks volumes. No, I think that we might be the most vocally anti-vax person out there going, no government's going to force me to get a vaccine, blah, 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 blah. But when it comes down to it, if I tell you, okay, the surgery that you're getting performed, here's your two choices: a doctor who's been vaccinated and a doctor that isn't. Which one do you want to do your surgery? I guarantee you 100% of people will pick the vaccinated doctor to do the surgery. By the way, I doubt there's any surgeons out there who've said, oh, well, I'm not getting the vaccination. I would be shocked if there was somebody out there, who chose to not get the vaccination. Being that, because most surgeons are pretty up on things, Most surgeons are very learned people and very smart people. I can't see a surgeon that just decided to, to not get vaccinated. But if there was one, you certainly would not want them doing your surgery. I'll tell you that, which I just don't, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. Nikki says her Wi-Fi just cut out, everybody. So that's what's going on. She just sent a message saying her Wi-Fi just cut out. No, I'm telling you. I just find it crazy that this stuff isn't mandatory. I would say, yeah. It is. In fact, I can't believe that more businesses. I can't believe there aren't more businesses that are making it mandatory. Like retail. Like any kind of retail. Wouldn't you think that a retail business would,
Yeah.
I guess. I'm just
I would think
You'll
any
see that
business,
happening. You'll see
any
that start
business,
to happen.
yeah, any business that has to deal with other people. I mean, I don't care whether it's serving me
retail.
food or checking me out or whatever, man. That's
I
my
would think
feel.
all retail would be mandatory vaccine, just because you don't want people that are working with the public
Right.
to not be vaccinated. You don't want to be a business that's helping spread it, because even vaccinated people can catch COVID, but it's a lot harder, And I would think if given the choice, like even somebody who's really anti-vax, if you even give somebody who's anti-vax a choice, in most instances, they probably pick the vaccinated person to do something than the non-vaccinated person. Like even if they themselves chose to not get vaccinated, they certainly don't want, they certainly wouldn't want an unvaccinated person working on them medically. I mean, that just makes sense. Of course, what do I know? I mean, I thought it already was. Oh, well, what do I know? Any thoughts, Nikki?
My Wi-Fi screwed up.
Mm-hmm.
I missed almost the entire conversation.
I don't think her Wi-Fi was screwed up, Nick. I just don't think she wanted to have the conversation. I mean, don't worry. Nick and I are not going to make fun of you. We're not going to pick on you because you're anti-vax, Nikki.
I had my freaking vaccine shot.
We're not going to pick on you because you're anti-vax.
Whatever.
That's all right. That's all right. A woman claimed her aunt hired a hitman A woman claims her aunt hired a hitman to take out her grandma.
What?
Okay.
Because the aunt didn't want Granny at her son's wedding reception.
Is this in Florida?
I don't know where it is, but here is.
I would just assume it is.
Give it a listen. Here's a TikTok.
My aunt decided she didn't want my grandparents to be invited. Those would be her in-laws. Instead of just voicing that opinion, she decided to hire a hitman to kill my grandma.
There you go. That's a famous TikTok going on right now. That's one of the famous TikToks that people are liking right there. someone hiring a hitman to kill their grandmother.
That's just sad.
Yeah. Very tragic. Very tragic. I find that horribly tragic.
Poor grandma.
Yeah. Oh, well.
They'd probably blame it on a reindeer.
There's a couple that were making out in Montreal that shattered the glass of a barbershop door while they were kissing.
Oh,
Good
yeah.
Lord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's the owner of the barbershop.
The second I saw what happened, everything just went away. I was just like, this is just funny at the end. It's just, I'm not even mad anymore. Like this is ridiculously funny. It would be hilarious if we could find them, just to see if they're fine in the end, right? If nobody got hurt, and just to go full circle on the story and see if we can pay them a night at a hotel just so they can close the deal, if that was a deal to be closed to begin with.
Look at that. The barbershop owner is not even mad anymore. He's not even mad. Meanwhile, Doritos is offering $20,000.
I saw that.
Doritos is offering $20,000 to a 13-year-old girl as a reward for discovering a rare puffy chip and then listing it on eBay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's the girl, the 13-year-old girl, discussing why she put it up for sale online.
And then I was about to eat it, and I thought I might just save it for later. And I saw $10,000. I was like, screamed. Dad is saying that since he bought the packet, it's his chip, but I ate the packet and found it, so I believe it is mine.
She's our favourite daughter now. So
Look at that. Who'd get the chip in your house, Nick?
It'd
Who
be
would
me.
get? Yeah, right. Exactly. I was thinking if that was my daughter's an adult now. She's 19, but I would still I would still say I bought the chip, you know. Because, like, for example, here's my daughter's life, okay? Like, we're hurting for money, you know? We pay for all her food. We pay for her, you know. I'll gladly do this too, by the way. We pay for her housing and everything. We don't ask for anything. However, there's a day this week where my wife will not be able to come home for lunch, okay? And I go work out before lunch. So I've got to try to get lunch from somewhere after I work out. And I'm scrounging for money or trying to find someone to somehow, you know, or trying to find my lunch because I don't have enough money to buy it. Okay? For this week. For Tuesday. However, my daughter comes home Saturday and says, "Hey, check this out." And she walks into the living room and she pulls her shirt. She pulls the side of her shirt up, you know what I mean? And shows me that she has gotten a tattoo on her side. Yeah, my 19-year-old daughter went to New Age Tattoos, went over to Jason's new place. She went and got a tattoo.
Who paid for it?
I'm totally cool with I'm totally cool with her getting a tattoo. You know what I mean? It's fine. I don't care about, I've never been anti-tattoo or anything. And she shows me that it's a beautiful little tattoo. And I'm like, wow, that's nice. And she goes, yeah, it only cost me $75. So
Who paid for it?
I was not horrified by my daughter getting a tattoo. I was not horrified at all. That didn't bother me. What got me was the $75. I go, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, who did we pay for this? And in my head, I'm going, who paid for this tattoo? And then my daughter goes, she goes, oh, I love having a job and getting paid. So obviously she paid for it,
$75 is cheap.
Yeah, but still, it totally rocked me that, it rocked me that I don't have the money to get lunch.
Right.
But she's got $75, and yeah, it's just a really little. It's her first one, or her only one. I don't know how I don't know what she's gonna do it, but she got this little tattoo on her. I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of on her side, Nikki. Like, like she lifted up her shirt and showed me the tattoo. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's on the side underneath the breast on the side. Does that make any sense?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So the $75 she paid for this little tattoo. And to me, that blew. I'm like, oh my God, $75. I know that tattoos can be a lot more expensive, Oh, hi, Waylon. Waylon says he's watching the podcast for the first time. How you doing, Waylon? Thanks, my man. Tyler says on her ribs. Yeah, I guess it's on her rib cage. Yeah. Yeah, on her ribs. That's where she got the tattoo. So good for her, by the way, I mean, that's I'd get one from Jason. Jason's been a friend of mine for a long, long time, but he wasn't there. One of his one of the young guys that worked for Jason is the one that gave it to her. So my daughter was all excited that she got a tattoo. But me, I'm like, well, did you call Jason? And she goes, what? I go, did you call Jason? She goes, no, I didn't call. She goes, I go, oh my God. For me, it'd be, I mean, Tyler says his friend spent $500 on a tattoo that covered. He says, my friend spent $500 on a tattoo that covered her whole right arm for her deceased ex-girlfriend. Oh my God. Yeah, no, my daughter spent $75 for a little tattoo on her rib cage. Yeah. Which, I had no problems with the tattoo. I had problems when I thought, like, there was that second of where I was kind of going, could I pay for this tattoo? You know what I mean?
That's what I would have thought.
Yeah, and then when I found it, I got to tell you, when I found out I didn't pay for it, I was like, oh, thank God. And then it immediately went to jealousy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like it went from I was happy for her, and then I got jealous of her. And I thought oh, I love having a job and having money to buy. I thought that was sort of, I got to be honest, that was kind of offensive. You know, you didn't have to rub that in. Yeah, you didn't have to rub my nose in it that way. You know what I mean? Like it could have been a lot, you know, we didn't really need that being said.
Right.
That sort of felt like my nose was being rubbed in, you know. The fact that I don't have a job. But oh well. You know. Pete says jealousy is Ray's most common reaction. Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah. Yeah. Unfortunately. Yeah. You're probably right. Yeah. That is my most common reaction in everything. I do get jealous, you know, a lot. But I wasn't jealous of the tattoo. I mean, I've been offered a lot of times to get a tattoo, and I just, you know,
get some tribal on your arm.
Yeah, I've never ever in my life wanted to show off
wire.
Obviously, I have issues. I've never ever wanted to show off my body. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's not anything that I would want to do.
Maybe a ladybug on your toe?
No. But because of that, so I've never had any desire to get a tattoo. Because why would I want to show, you know, why would I want to show this off, you know? Ugh.
I think you should get a butterfly tramp stamp.
Yeah, I'm going to get it right on my
lower back.
Right on my lower back, right above my ass.
Mm-hmm.
Ray Lilo was a jealous man who enjoyed lunch. But I'm not going to get lunch tomorrow. I'm trying to figure that out, you know.
Oh my God, make it tonight and then you have it tomorrow.
I think that'll probably happen. I think my wife will probably, you know,
make a sandwich.
It's just I wish I had I wish I had, you know, $75 in my pocket where I could choose to get a really good lunch or a tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Or both, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe if I was living somewhere for free, you know. Maybe if I was living somewhere for free, I could just get that done. Oh, well. Well, my daughter's got that, so good for her, I guess. I mean, I'm happy that she got a new tattoo. And it does look good. A new her first tattoo, her only tattoo. I don't know if it's going to be first or I don't know how any of that stuff works. But and she's I guess I'm happy for her. You know, because she's excited about the tattoo. Oh well. But she's been going to New Age for years, like that's when she got her ears pierced. Like when my daughter got her ears pierced the first time, my wife took her to she took her to like some fucking store. You know what I mean? Or, you know.
Like Spencer's or something.
Took her to some store and they used some kind of
gun.
They used a gun or whatever. They put this thing in her ear and screwed it up, and it was I don't know what she got infected or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then she was really, really young the first time she did it, and then it screwed up. So then she started getting old. So right around the time when she was I want to say when she was right around junior high or whatever, or high school. I can't remember when, but she wanted to get her ears pierced again. And so my wife's like, "We're gonna get them pierced again," and blah, blah, and all this and that. And I said, D, listen, don't take her back to. And I think it was like a famous bar or whatever, the Coles or whatever whatever the women's shops are. You know what I'm talking about, Nikki? Are we losing Nikki again because of her Wi-Fi? I can't hear anything.
Oh.
Yeah, I had to mute her microphone. It's bad. So I go to my wife and I say, take her. I could go to New Age Tattoos and ask for Roger. Because Roger's the guy who does the piercing at New Age. So my wife took my young daughter into New Age, and he pierced my daughter's ear. He pierced it and it was fine. And then she ended up getting a second piercing. And Roger's the one who did it. So she's been there before. But that's because I told my wife, I go, don't go into these Bergners or wherever the hell. I can't remember where she got it done, but don't go into a place like that and have them put that dirty gun against your kid's ear. Your kid will end up getting an infection.
Right.
I told my wife, I said, just go to New Age and have Roger do it. He knows how to pierce people properly. So when it came to getting her ears pierced, she went to New Age. And that's where they did her piercings when she was a kid. So now as an adult, she went and got the tattoo there. So it's kind of cool. So, don't get me wrong. I'm very happy for her. She's happy. But yet at the same time, I'm also jealous because, she literally had $75 to just blow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I can't remember the last time I had $10 to blow. I've got to pay. I've got server fees coming up that I somehow have got to figure out how I'm going to play August 7th or 8th or whatever the hell that bill's due. I've still got to figure out how to pay that. But my daughter's getting the $75 tattoo. So I was really happy. I was happy for her. And yet, and yet and yet very jealous. That's all I'll say. All right? And yet jealous. Oh, well. Let's see. It's 9:35. Okay, that's our last. Let's get to our last thing. How old were you when you finally felt like an adult?
30.
Do you feel like an adult now?
Yes, unfortunately.
Steve, how old were you when you finally felt like an adult?
21.
That's when you felt like an adult. All
Yep.
Right. 5% of people. Let's see. Let me get this. The most common age we feel like an adult, by the way, is 18. The second most common answer was younger than 18. So a lot of people grew up fast. The rest of the top 5 ages are 21, 25, and 20. However, 6% of people say they were 30 or older when they finally felt like an adult, which might be a trend now because a quarter of adults under 25 say they still don't feel like a grown-up. 11% of people in their late 20s said they are still not yet an adult. And people in their early 30s said the same, that they are still not an adult. Meanwhile, 1% of people over 55 said they still have not hit adulthood.
When my mom was in her 60s, I asked her that question, and she said she felt like she was about 16.
No. I feel no, I feel very old now.
I feel about 30.
I feel.
I felt like an adult, like from. I want to say I felt like an adult from like the time I was 15 or 16. You know,
I didn't. I always felt like 15 or 16. And then something happened on my 30th birthday, and I was just like, I'm an adult now.
Anal.
No, what was my anal?
Anal.
No.
Is that what?
Sorry.
Is that what made you feel like an adult?
No.
Steve was 21 when they first gave him anal. That's why he felt like an adult. I'm just
Well, when I was 21, I just finished college and I was actually living on my own. Had to pay my own bills.
Yeah. No, see, I had to pay rent to my mother as soon as I turned 16. My mother made me start paying her rent, even though I lived in her house. And then I finally said, well, fuck, if I'm going to pay somebody to live, I'm going to go, I'm going to go live somewhere where I don't get any shit. You know what I mean? Because like, for me, like I wasn't going to pay somewhere to live and yet still have a curfew or still have someone ordering me around. Does that make any sense?
Oh, definitely.
And so when my mother asked for, and my mom didn't really give me much of a curfew. You know what I mean? I was playing in bands when I was 14, but so I never really got much of a curfew, but she did like at some point after I was paying rent. Wes says once Steve was tried as an adult, when they charged you, when you were charged as an adult, you knew you were past the age. No, but when my mom said, "Oh, be home by midnight," and I go, "What?" She goes, "Be home by midnight," and I go, "No." I go, "Don't I pay rent?" And to my mom's, to her credit, she goes, "Oh yeah, I guess you don't. Be home whenever." You know what I mean? Like she sort of went with it. She wasn't insistent that she realized if I'm going to charge him, he's not going to follow any rules.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually I moved out at 17, I went away to college and
I didn't move out till I was 20.
Then when I came back, I transferred to another college and I lived in a trailer. So I was out of the house at 17, but DC says this is before or after they ate your birthday. It was after they ate my birthday cake when I was in high school. But I graduated high school at 17, 16 or 17, however old I was. And then I moved out right when I went to college. And so occasionally I would stay there. I stayed there after we got evicted from the trailer. Me and my buddies. But I stayed in my mom's basement. Or I just paid rent, but no curfew or anything, Oh well. Just how it went.
Yeah.
Listen, I want to think it's almost time to wrap up because I gotta go work out. But I want to thank everybody for listening today.
Yeah.
Nikki, thank you for joining us. It was wonderful to see you.
Yes.
Steve,
Yep.
is there any more beach volleyball on Olympics today?
I don't know. I have to check the schedule.
All right. Hope you guys have a good day. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock for another edition of Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Dan, for I thought having some of the best lines on. By the way, Dan had some of the best lines on today's show. By the way, or in the chat room, and of course, Wes did as well. And thank you, Fat 420. And thank you, Fat 420, for letting us know that it's Smash Mouth. That Smash Mouth is the band they listen to while skateboarding during the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I
That
thought it would be
Smash.
suicidal tendencies or something like that.
No, it's not. It's not suicidal tendency, Steve. It's Smash Mouth.
Man.
Hey now, you're an all-star. That's what they listen to. And how dare anyone say anything else?
Yeah.
Anyway, the show is brought to you by our friends at Recontext.
Make sure you check out the Morning Disaster app on iPhone and Android. You'll find the app in Google Play and the iPhone App Store. The app is brought to you by Recontext. It's time for you to get detail-oriented. They can clean your car inside and out, and consider this a tsunami warning. If you don't get a fresh coat of tsunami from Recontext, your car is going to look old and tired. Call 670-1132, 670-1132, and schedule your detail today. Recontext, 820 East Black Avenue, Springfield.
Thank you, Sean Balint. All right, that's going to wrap up today's show. Everybody, thanks so much for listening. We'll be back tomorrow at 8 a.m. for another edition of Ray Lytle's Morning Disaster. See you guys later. So long, everybody.